Welcome, everyone. We're back for the next installment of the Female Asian Executive Interview Series. We're here with Penny Wan. Penny comes to us with over 20 years of leadership experience across the US, Hong Kong, Taiwan, and China. Along the way, partnering with various government bodies and agencies, leading her businesses. She's now the Regional General Manager, Japan and Asia Pacific for Amgen. So Penny, let's jump right into it. First question today. Which woman has inspired you the most?
My mom, my grandmother. To me, they actively model the saying, when the going gets tough, the tough gets going. My father passed away when I was very young. My mother raised 3 young children on her own, working full-time and providing for the family, playing multiple roles. And similarly, my grandmother raised 2 young daughters after my grandfather passed away. Despite the challenging circumstances, they shared what they had and supported others in need. As an example, my grandmother adopted my unrelated uncle when she was making barely enough money to feed her own 2 daughters. Together, they instilled in me a sense of resilience and empathy. My upbringing also taught me that it is better to give than to receive. And I have tried to adopt this approach to both my personal as well as my professional life, and humbled by the opportunity to do so.
Let's move into what now energizes you during the course of your career.
What energizes me has to be the opportunity to help and to make a difference. I get paid to work in an industry that provides a unique opportunity to truly make a difference for the patients that we support and that we provide innovative therapies to. And I've worked for companies that discover and develop therapies that treat critical illnesses like cancer, heart attacks, strokes, and bone fractures, you name it, as well as vaccines that help prevent devastating infections. And we're seeing now the biotech industry really come to the fore as we all desperately waiting for a vaccine or cure that can be discovered against COVID-19. And I firmly believe one will come. We're truly blessed to work in a sector that is at the forefront of science and innovation, and which is giving people hope with every new discovery.
What are some traits of leaders that you admire?
I highlight 3 that speaks to me. Number 1 has to be the vision and purpose. I need to believe in what I do and that we're making a meaningful difference, so that's important. Number 2, it's commitment and passion. Passionate for worthwhile cause. And number 3, it's honesty and integrity. And frankly, these are the fundamentals, and without which it's not even a starter.
Completely agree. Tell us a lesson or an experience you've undergone or gone through that is unique to being a female leader.
Well, I'm blessed by the fact that my career was quite literally aligned to the milestones in my personal life. When I started into this industry, I worked in women's health, from contraception, menopause. I worked on infant formula and vaccines while I had babies. Then I moved into antidepressants and cancer therapies as I reached the middle of my career and personal life. And I was watching my friends and loved ones suffer from these diseases. Here at Amgen, I'm focused on supporting healthy aging through the provision of innovative therapies for chronic illnesses such as cardiovascular disease and hip fracture, people having heart attacks. Beyond medicine, I'm passionate working with and through others, identifying collaborations, that brings communities together. Why is it unique? It goes to the core of your question. Being a woman and being the daughter of elderly parents, mother of young children, partner to spouses going through midlife crisis, and kind of, in a way ourselves doing the same. It really is a pivotal point when all of these come together. So ready or not, we're in it. I am actively living it and feel passionate for the cause in healthy aging, solving for what is real for me and for others going through the same. And again, my work and life literally aligned. I'm very, very fortunate.
Leads to the next question around empathy. Clearly, you have empathy for those around you. Through the story you just told. Think of empathy now in a business context. Why is that word so important to you?
If you think about executives, we count on people to deliver. People are complex and unique, and we're shaped by our own individual experiences. So what empathy does is it allows us to engage and fully appreciate the circumstance that others are in. It is only when we can, engage, we will begin to calibrate options and understand what is best for the individual as well as for the situation, be it shaping a behavior or finding a solution. So I guess it goes into the core of bringing people along, I suppose.
Absolutely. Bringing people along is part of this next question around being a mentor. This is something I know you're passionate about. Tell us why it's so important to you.
Being a mentor, you get to learn, you get to listen, and it's an opportunity to help through sharing my own experiences. In a way, it's actually liberating, as I can't go back to fix my own path, including the missed opportunities, bad choices along the way in retrospect. But hopefully my experience will help inform the choice of others. I still remember one of the best advice I received as a mentee when my mentor suggests for me to take a downward move, doing a frontline customer-facing role. Well, you really don't want to do that, but that is so valuable in retrospect in strengthening my people skills. It serves me so well that I wish I can help others to see things more comprehensively while they're going through the situation. They say that best leaders are those who, create even better leaders. And I think mentoring to me is to do just that.
Tell us about how, in ways, you gain confidence in yourself.
Knowledge is important. I benefit from the fact that my work and personal circumstances were so closely aligned, as I just shared. The rest of it has to do with preparation. Do your homework. Nothing replaces doing your homework, and that's really the core to your knowledge and being able to help solve something important. I have gained experience and confidence from working with people, gathering input, taking feedback, especially in preparing for critical decisions. So my advice, keep learning and keep practicing. I learned so much, from interacting with my kids. Is incredible. And they tell you the most honest feedback and in a very direct way. So I think in life, we have to learn to receive feedback in the raw form as well. So, don't miss those opportunities where you build confidence by just engaging with your own kids.
Tell us one thing recently that you've learned that you wouldn't have believed 6 months ago.
It would have to say the fact that we can actually survive in a virtual environment. Our ability to stay connected in the virtual world, in some cases, even more connected. The other thing I learned is communicate what you can, when you can. The power of connectivity in a virtual setting, change the way we prepare. For example, for a conversation like this, I probably have my team preparing the conversation. This is really real time, bring your authentic self, having conversations, not having to do a lot of preparation and being spontaneous. It actually brings on a new level of engagement and value, by bringing yourself to it, that I didn't think it was possible.
How have you been able to unplug?
Been able to protect my very early morning me time. And in that me time, I read, I write sometimes, and sometimes I just do nothing and then catching up with myself, allowing ideas to come to me. I also have my workout routine. I love spending time as a family, playing games, watching movies. It is very important to unplug from work and then create that space where we can engage without, like some of those, interruption. Ultimately, though, I do draw energy from engaging both with my family and from my work.
The best advice you've ever received?
I didn't think, initially was that critically important is just being yourself. By being your authentic self, understanding your strengths and vulnerabilities and what motivates or demotivates you, and being able to adjust, who you spend time with and the conversations you engage in accordingly. The older I get, the more precious I am about my time and about, prioritizing who and where I spend it with. Spending it with those who inspires me, motivates me, and being honest with me. And then, also having, the ability to make me laugh and, not taking myself too seriously. It really is, it's a blessing.
Last question for you, Penny. How do you empower others?
By listening. And by listening, I don't mean hearing, but truly actively listening for, what they're trying to achieve, what they're trying to say to you, and how they plan to do it. I learned a lot in those conversations, and it is very powerful because it comes from within an individual. I think we need to get to the core of what motivates the individual, so that we can, help, move forward. And I believe in it so much that I undertook to become a certified executive coach, so I can do this well. And I know that, when I can tune into what the person is telling me, that I can be of better support and better a partner in finding something that works. So there you have it.
I've really enjoyed this, Penny, and I hope others who hear it, who are in leadership roles like yourself, will follow your lead and give back. So thanks so much for your time, Penny, and we really appreciate it.